A waking nightmare. Jay often wakes in the middle of the night, but this time something is terribly wrong. He cannot move, and he can hardly breathe. Something is pinning him down. Dark figures gather at the corners of his vision. Are they shadows? Strangers? He tries to call out, to scream, anything. The figures look almost human. Almost. They stare down at Jay with huge black eyes. What do they want? The creatures are closer now, crouching over Jay. Then something touches him. Long fingers press into his flesh. He thinks he hears a voice. Is it in his head? Jay. 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 He jerks awake. It's almost noon. Jay never sleeps this late. He waves his mom away and grabs his phone before he can forget about what happened. Online, he reads story after story about aliens. They are strikingly similar to his. Was he abducted? Wanting to believe, around half of all people believe aliens exist. Most of them also think aliens have visited Earth. Close encounters. Ever since humans first gazed at the night sky, we have wondered, are we alone? Scientists search deep space for signs of life. Movies and books imagine what might be out there. Yet, millions of people worldwide feel these questions are already answered. They say they have been abducted by aliens. Their stories are very similar. They wake suddenly or see strange lights at night. Aliens abduct and examine them. Afterward, chunks of time are missing from their memories. Could so many people be wrong? Stages of an abduction. 1. Capture. Victims are taken at night, often from their beds or while driving. Many report seeing strange lights or UFOs. 2. Examination. Victims are studied by aliens, usually aboard a spaceship. Some abductees also speak to the aliens or get a tour of the ship. 3. Return. Aliens return victims, often to the same place they were taken. Many abductees report hours of missing time from their memories. Memories of abduction. In 1961, Betty and Barney Hill spotted a UFO along U.S. Route 33 in New Hampshire. It followed their car down the lonely stretch of highway before stopping directly above them. Barney saw dark figures at the UFO's windows. Suddenly, the couple found they could not remember the past 2 hours. When they returned home, they realized their car and clothes were damaged. The Hills believed they had been abducted by aliens. Psychiatrist Benjamin Simon used hypnosis to help them recover their missing memories. The Hills described their capture and examination in detail. Their story drew national attention. The Greys. The Hills described one of the most common types of aliens seen during abductions. Greys are small and bony with gray skin. They have huge, bald heads and large black eyes. Top secret. Profile. The Hill investigation. The Hills spotted the UFO on September 19, 1961. 2 days later, Betty reported the sighting to an Air Force base. Radar confirmed a UFO in the area. The couple began working with Dr. Simon in 1963. Simon hypnotized Betty and Barney separately, but both recalled being taken and examined by aliens. Betty remembered being shown a map of the alien's home, which she later drew. Schoolteacher Marjorie Fish found it closely matched a star system called Zeta Reticuli. The Hills story remains one of the most famous abduction cases. The Hills U.S. Route 33 timeline. New Hampshire. 1. UFO first sighted. 2. Barney sees dark figures. 3 to 4. The Hills lose time for 32 miles, 51 kilometers. After the Hill case, abduction reports rose. Hypnosis became the main way to investigate alien abductions. Memories were seen as dependable evidence. The abductee's own brain might have blocked these memories, but they were still in there. A skilled hypnotist could reveal them. Some abductees claim to be part alien or have alien children. However, more proof was needed. In the 1980s, DNA testing became possible. Researchers could test DNA from abductees and suspected alien bodies. No alien DNA was ever found. The Star Child skull. In 1930, a girl found a large skull some believed was alien. DNA testing in 1999 suggested it was a boy's skull. Extra liquid around his brain may have caused his head to swell, but further testing could not prove his father was human. In the 1990s, hypnosis became less trusted. Many scientists believed it created false memories. A person might imagine something so strongly that they felt it had really happened. However, respected psychiatrists like John E. Mack still used this method. Mack interviewed dozens of abductees in 1994. He wrote a book claiming their experiences were real. But psychologist Susan Clancy wanted better data. She gave abductees personality tests. This helped determine how likely they were to create false memories. Clancy released her own book in 2005. It argued alien abductions had scientific explanations. Truth hunters. Abduction investigations focus on drawing out abductees' memories. Scientific tools help support or disprove their stories. Scientists agree hypnosis and memory can be unreliable. However, many feel hypnosis can be a useful tool when used carefully. Under hypnosis, patients enter a state between sleeping and waking. What their hypnotist says becomes their reality. Gone fishing. In 1976, 4 men went fishing in Allagash, Maine. While standing around a big campfire, they saw a strange light. The next thing they knew, the fire had burned to ash. Under hypnosis, they all remembered details of an alien abduction. 3 of them still believe it was real. Investigator toolbox. Hypnosis. Lie detectors. X-rays. DNA tests. Spectroscope. To recover memories, a hypnotist asked patients to talk about their abductions. She might ask questions or have patients describe things. Whether true or imagined, these scenes feel real. Until hypnosis, most abductees only have faint memories of being abducted. How X-rays work. X-ray machine. Particles. Film. Implant. X-ray. 1. Machine beam particles at body. 2. Particles pass through flesh and hit film. 3. Implant blocks particles to create shadow on film. Many abductees believe they have alien implants. X-rays can detect them. X-ray machines beam energy particles through a body and onto film. The particles pass through soft flesh, but hard objects block them. These objects appear on the film. Abductees can then have them removed and examined. Lie detector test. Lie detector tests show an abductee's physical response to their memories. Machines track their heart rate and breathing while they answer questions. The data shows whether they are lying. Several abductees have passed such tests. That means they believe in their stories, whether or not they are true. DNA tests may be done if abductees claim to be part alien. Every cell in a person's body contains the same DNA. Certain parts of the DNA show they are human. Abductees provide a cheek cell or blood sample. The samples are tested, and the results are compared to known human DNA. DNA testing. Strange matter found after abductions can also be tested. Scientists use spectroscopes to study the substance's color. They compare data with known substances to determine if it is earthly. They may do other tests based on the results, though the answers are not always clear. Betty's dress. After the Hill abduction, several labs tested a strange powder found on Betty's dress. They could not determine what it was. Earthly explanations. In general, abductees are not lying, and they do not have mental illnesses. Most are struggling to understand real memories they have. Skeptics study how people may come to believe they are or were abducted. Their strongest explanation is sleep paralysis, bumps in the night. Sleep paralysis may explain other frights throughout history. People around the world tell stories of ghosts or witches who visit at night. These monsters are said to sit on people's chests, holding them down. During deep sleep, our brains produce chemicals that keep us still so we do not get hurt. Some people wake up before these chemicals wear off. During sleep paralysis, people often see strange figures, hear voices, and feel fear. Someone unaware of sleep paralysis might think an alien abduction best explains their experience. Another explanation says abductees have a hard time telling fantasy from reality. Susan Clancy's studies showed that abductees are more likely to become lost in fantasy and create false memories. A strongly imagined alien abduction might begin to seem real to them. Examinations are common in abduction stories. Scientists believe a small number of abductees woke up while having normal surgery. They might remember doctors' voices or the touch of metal on skin. Then they add details from movies, stories, and their imagination. Frightening forces. Some people's brains may react strongly to unseen forces, such as those that draw magnets together. This could cause them to see or feel things that are not there. More research must be done to know for sure. The search continues. Are aliens really abducting Earthlings? Science says it does not seem likely. Evidence points to sleep paralysis as the most likely explanation. Still, no one has proven aliens are not among us. Machines are constantly scanning the stars for signs of life. Billions of planets like ours exist, and some might support intelligent creatures. Could those creatures travel to Earth and snatch us up in the night? What do you think?